Hello, I'm Darry Stuart. Today we're going to look at the LiuGong 922F. And we're going to go over the features and benefits. Let's go ahead and we'll start with the bucket. Here we have a heavy-duty bucket, side cutters, bolt-on side cutters, self-sharpening teeth. This bucket from cutting edge to cutting edge is 49 inches wide. Okay. We also have the wear strips in the back to protect the bottom side of the bucket, already installed at the factory. We also have our auxiliary lines for our quick couplers. We have our auxiliary lines for attachments. Again, some machines you'll have to order the auxiliary for rotation kits as an option. We have our centralized grease lubrication points for the stick and the stick cylinder. You can see that all of our hydraulic lines are all protected with steel braids. Again, we have our heavy duty H-link for our bucket with all of our grease points located close so the operator can grease. Again, coming around this side of the stick, again, auxiliary lines with your on and off valves. Okay, again, your lines that are coiled, another grease lubrication point for your stick pin. As we come up, we have a heavy duty robust boom. On the boom we have 4 LED lights on the boom, left and right side, for great operator visibility. Okay, this is the 922F undercarriage, 32-inch shoes, triple grousers. You can get other shoe options as an option from the factory. It's not a problem. Okay, when we come into here, you'll notice that you have 2 centralized lubrications for the bearing, for your turntable bearing. We also have the X car body, again, with tie downs for transportation here. We also have 2 more for transportation there. We also have the arrow that's telling the operator that these are the idlers and this is the direction that it should be operating in or digging in. We come back around to the right side. You will see that we have our undercarriage. We have the idlers, we have 8 bottom rollers, we have 2 carrier rollers. We have increased 20% in the bushings. So what that means is it's going to take the weight much better. It's going to give you longer life and longer longevity. We also have these steps that have been extended out, which are bolt-on. So if these happen to get destroyed or damaged in the construction job, you can take them off, you can repair them, or you can order new ones and bolt them back up. Again, we also have your front idler is also grease filled. So you have a grease filled tensioner, so you can adjust and loosen up the tracks as fit for your job site. Again, we have cleaner holes so the material on the side frames fall below, so you don't have the top rollers don't get locked up with material. So coming around to the final drive, we have Netesco final drives and travel motors. Okay, a world leader in undercarriage final drives. Okay, we have bolt-on sprockets. We also have a single master pin for your tracks that needs to be pressed out if you go to do track or undercarriage. Up here, we have your engine room for your Tier 4, Stage 5, 6.7 Cummins engine. Have your turbocharger. We have your cooling fans. We have your oil level check. We have your oil fill point. Okay, we have your air condition, your alternator, all that is very, very easy to access. Okay, we also have 6 cooling fans in this machine, and we have these 6 cooling fans run in pairs. What does that do? That gives you in the cold weather, it gives you faster startup. It allows cooling fans to come on and go off when the machine is required cooling. What does that do? That helps in efficiency. That helps in fuel efficiency. That helps in a lot of things. It helps in component life. So This is a very, very key design by LiuGong. Again, we're running 6 fans in pairs, and they come on at different times. Sometimes they won't be run at all. It only depends on when the machine demands it. Okay, if we switch over to here, we have your coolant check. Your coolant fill point and check is here. Again, down below we have the overflow bottle where you can add coolant if needed. We have this robust door with this nice latch. Very, very sturdy. It can be locked. It can be secured on job sites. Again, if we're looking at this upper level, we've got 2 more LED lights on the back of the counterweight. We also have 2 more LED lights on the back of the cab. We have your foldable down beacon light. And again, the LED beacon light goes on the top, up on the top of the cab, so you have better visibility of it. This is what we call our light bar for our lights. Again, we got 4 lights in the back, 2 lights in the back of the cab. You can, again, put a front guard and a top guard on this machine depending on what job site requirements you have. Again, this is an option, but we have these as an option. Again, this is a very, very good thing to have depending on what's going on. Let me walk by here. Coming over here, we have your hydraulic tank. Okay, we have if you remove this panel, remove these rubber grommets, you can remove this small panel. Underneath this is where you have your hydraulic filter. This is your fill point. This is also a breather for a technician. If he is required to do work on the machine after the machine was running all day, he can relieve the pressure out of the tank. The hydraulic fluid, if you have extended life hydraulic fluid, you may not need to do the maintenance on this every 1,000 hours. You can probably extend it. Depending on the quality of the oil, depends on the extended interval. But again, this is very, very easy, good access. And again, in many, many cases, nobody needs to touch this for a long time. Okay. We jump down over here. This is our fuel tank. We get a locking fuel cap. Again, this is your fuel tank area. Again, very easy, accessible, hand railing so you can tie off if you need to tie off. You can fill, you can add hydraulic fluid there. If we look at the swing case area, we have a Kawasaki valve block. We have a Kawasaki swing case. In our swing case, we have our checkpoint is down below here, if you can see that. We also have our fill point right here. And then way down below, we have a quick valve for draining of the fluid out of the bottom of the swing case. Again, there's not a lot of fluid in there. So again, that's a weekly checkpoint that we need to do. We also have some valving and some solenoid valves for your quick coupler, for your auxiliary is right here. If we come up to the other side of the boom, you'll see that everything is laid out, nice piping, in grommets. Here's your option for your auxiliary line if you're doing a rotation kit from the factory. We have everything in place to add on those lines if needed. We also have your centralized greasing points for your boom. So you don't have to climb out at the end of the boom. You can do all your grease points from here. Okay. Walking down, you will notice that we got steel tread grips on. So we don't have the grip tape on. This will stay for the life of the machine. Very, very safe and secure. In this compartment in the 922F, we have your DEF. This is where you would fill or add DEF fluid. And again, we have a sight gauge on the DEF tank. We walk around. You have nice, easy, accessible compartments. So when we open up these doors, we expose the pump room. And then we also expose the hydraulic tank, your sight gauge for the hydraulic tank. You have your fuel transfer pump. In Europe, they transfer fuel from drums to the machine. We bring the machines in with that transfer pump. You have here your DEF filter. For the DEF system, again, easy, accessible. Okay, we have your pilot accumulator. That is used for when the machine is shut off. You have the ability to bring the boom and the stick and bucket down to the ground to a safe position so somebody can work on it in case the machine should shut off. You have a little pilot filter down below here. Okay, that filters your pilot oil. Okay, and again, this is your hydraulic tank. We'll get to the hydraulic filler and hydraulic filters up in the top later on. In this pump room, we have your primary fuel filter for your stage 5 Cummins engine. We have your secondary fuel filter. We have your engine oil filter for the Cummins. We also have your tandem Kawasaki premium pump that we use at LiuGong. Again, we also have some small drain lines. So if you need to drain your sediment out of your fuel filter, you can drain it very easily into a bucket. We also have a fuel drain that you cannot see very easily, but you can also drain the fuel tank, the sediment on the bottom of the fuel tank, into another bucket. Again, we must always remember to be safe. Eye protection, safety vests, work boots, and also do what we need to do to collect any type of contamination, old oils, fuel. We also have locking latches on our compartments, heavy duty doors. As we come around the rear of the machine, you'll see that we got a very nice, very streamlined, and we're also on this machine of the 922. We brought this machine in with the option of the 3D camera system. So we got one on the right, we got one on the rear, we got one on the front of the cab. So that's a 3D system, okay? 2 LED lights up at the top of the counter for great visibility. Come back around. Again, we're gonna get into the side where we have cooling and we have the air cleaners. Again, talking about serviceability for a customer or an operator. In these compartments, we have your Group 31 batteries, okay? Standard batteries. We also have your radiator group. So we have this nice screen that'll protect from leaves or grass or debris that can easily be cleaned off. We got your hydraulic coolers, your radiator, we got a fuel cooler, we got your AC cooler. We also have your air-to-air cooler that's on the inside. We have your charge ports for your air condition. That's easy accessible. We have your on and off master switch that can be locked out and tagged out if needed. We have your bus fuses right here, easy and accessible. Very easy to check and replace if needed. Okay, we got your coolant level check is right here. We also have your windshield washer is over here behind the cab. And again, here we have the engine air cleaner. I won't open this up because that can allow a little bit of dirt and dust to go in, and that's not what I want to do on this new machine. So when you get to the service interval on the air cleaner, you cannot blow out air cleaners anymore, gentlemen. We need to replace, clean out the housing, and replace and throw them away. That's the best thing that you could do to protect your engine and protect your investment. Okay, again, do not blow these out. These get tossed in the dumpster and discarded. I have a little area in here that you can put your grease gun, some hand tools, your lunch pail, whatever you guys feel fit. Down below this is all your auxiliary, your solenoid valves. Again, if we remove this tray, they're very, very easy for a technician to get in here and work and troubleshoot on some solenoid valves if required. If we walk around to this portion of the cab, in this little compartment, we have your cab fresh air cleaner. Again, this is very, very easy to get to. It's convenient, it's easy. You need to change that as per job site conditions. Again, coming around to the cab, again, 922F, Tier 4, Stage 5 engine. We've met that European spec. It's not yet required in the United States. However, we have gone to that next level with Cummins. Here we are in the 922F cab. We have our sun visors for an operator. We have some side sun screens on the left and right side of the cab. We have a sunroof if you need more air or access to visibility. Have the ability to shut that off completely. Okay, have your pilot lockout. We have your 4-inch safety seatbelt, if required. Have your Kawasaki controls, fully loaded up with all the buttons that you need for any attachment that you feel a job site requires on this machine. You have in the back, you have fire extinguisher. You also have some storage compartments. On the left and right hand side, you actually also have your fuse panel right behind the cab, easy, accessible. You have your diagnostic port for your J1939 for your Cummins Tier 4 Stage 5 engine. Have plenty of air conditioning vents, your speakers, your safety hammer to knock out glass if something should happen. You also have a beautiful Grammar seat, air ride, a lot of flexibility, a lot of adjustments, heated seat, very, very comfortable for an operator to be working in this machine 8-10 hours a day. Over here, again, we have adjustable armrests. Over here, we have your hydraulic quick coupler switch, which is already installed. The valve, the electrics are already installed in every machine that LG&A makes in the 913 and up class. You have your lights for your front, your rear, your boom, your beacon switch, your auxiliary for your phone or an aux. We have a USB for charging and or for music. Your key start switch. On some models, we have an option where it is a push button start. On the 922, it's a key start switch, but again, we have the option for a push button start. Here we also have a small control panel with your jog button, which does the same thing that the monitor does, just puts it in front of the operator. Again, we have the home button, we have the power button, we have the radio, mute, lights, air condition heat, washer fluid, windshield wipers, high and low travel speed, or rabbit and turtle, and then your auto DXL. Here we actually have your RPM control, and you can see that where it's displayed up on the dial with each click. Okay. So now let's go ahead and let's look at the home screen of the monitor. The home screen shows you the 360 degree, and you can see all around this machine from each corner of the machine, which is a great option. If we press this lower left-hand button, you will see settings, air conditioning, audio, telephone, attachment information. Settings, again, it just goes through the warning. We click back, we click into air condition. Just allows an operator to turn on and adjust the temperature control in his cab. Radio, we have a complete function radio for local channels. You can also Bluetooth into your phone and listen to whatever you want to listen to. Again, you can change channels, Bluetooth, auxiliary, USB, mute. Telephone, you can Bluetooth in your telephone, so your phone should come through the speakers if you get a phone call. Attachments. This is where you can go in and you can set up the machine for doing different functions. So if you're in normal excavation mode, you want to click on the bucket. If you're in a hammer, you click on the hammer. Or you can set up individual work tools for different jobs, all the way down to a shear. And we can go on and on and on. Again, you can go in and you can rename this tool to certain tools that you have in your fleet. So if we go to breaker mode, we come all the way down to the bottom, we go to attachment settings, clicking 1122, hit the check mark, we go to breaker settings, come over here to the arrow, and then this is where you can adjust your pressure or your liters per minute or your gallons per minute. And again, a hydraulic hammer is one-way flow, but that can also be a compactor. Again, you can go in and you can set your pressure, you can set your liters per minute. Come out, go back, and we're set. And that's how you can do every individual one, and you should be able to set it in place for each individual breaker and or shear. At this moment, we're going to show you how to change the pattern control. Hit the button on the left-hand side, go to settings, click on settings, read the warning, hit check mark, go to operational settings, go to operational mode settings. Again, warning, engine must be shut down, pilot lever is locked, which it is. Hit check mark. It's going to ask for a password, 1122. Hit the check mark. ISO, BHL. ISO is typically CAT. BHL is John Deere. I'm going to hit that. I'm going to hit the check mark. And it wants me to go through the functions as an operator would do, so you can determine that you know what pattern that you're using. Once you do that, you hit the check mark, and then your pattern has changed. If we look at the cab, we have mirrors on both sides of the machine, cab side and right side of the machine. We have 4 LED lights on the front of the cab. We have your sun visor. We have your 360-degree cameras. This machine does not have it, but we have an option for the lower cab guard. We also have an option, ladies and gentlemen, for a complete guard that covers the front of the cab and also the top of the cab. If you're doing demo or if you're doing work with trees and land clearing, that's an option that we have. On some machines we bring them in, on other machines we don't, but again, it is an option that we have. Again, if we look at the cab, you got great visibility. An operator can see left and right and forward. He has very, very good access to all visibility when he's working the machine. Thank you. Hello, this is LiuGong.